course, we are on the road to WrestleMania now. We spoke to Logan Paul earlier this week. He's in a big tag team matchup, but getting his first spotlighted singles match at WrestleMania. Of course, it is Austin Theory in the house. Austin, how are you?
I'm very good. I'm excited to beat the crap out of Pat McAfee.
Yeah, and I am excited to see it. You know what? I just said it there within the intro. First spotlighted singles match at WrestleMania. I know you got a taste of it in the tag with Garza last year, but how exciting is that now to be, not only because, it's a big featured spot in a Vince McMahon kind of infused angle, but I guess you never would have thought Pat McAfee on your dream list, would you?
No, that was definitely a out of left field one. But it's going to be very exciting. There's a lot of interesting personalities in this match. There's a lot of different resumes and past accomplishments. So it's going to be very interesting, I feel like, to see what goes down at WrestleMania between me and Pat McAfee.
Yeah, I mean, do you think it's going to be, are people going to be surprised? Like, is it just going to be an all-out brawl? Do you think Pat's going to bring something to the table? Because, when he had Adam Cole in his first match in WWE, I think a lot of people would say they were surprised.
I would say for everyone, when it comes to Austin Theory versus Pat McAfee, expect the unexpected.
There it is. Speaking of, we mentioned it earlier as well, Vince McMahon. I think that's been something so cool for you as well this year. Well, and last year, actually. I was at Survivor Series and saw you guys interacting, the golden egg and all of that good stuff. Man, we don't see him work that much on screen anymore. So to have him by your side on TV and to get a closer working relationship, could you just give me a bit of insight into how it started? And I guess your reaction, you must have been pretty stunned, I'm going to guess.
Yeah, it just kind of, I showed up to TV, Raw, and I found out that I was working with Mr. McMahon that day. And I was like, okay, like, is this like a thing? Like, do we just prank people? Like, what is... Yeah, okay, I'm working with Mr. McMahon, whatever. And then sure enough, there's his office and there's some cameras, and there I am sitting there, and next thing I know, I'm getting slapped by Mr. McMahon, and here we go, off to WrestleMania. So it's been a wild ride. Definitely learned some very good things from Mr. McMahon, just constantly having, just that aggressive respect. And that's something that I pick up from him. And it's really cool, just the whole experience. And, everybody knows this. Whenever you think of the Mount Rushmore of sports entertainment, Mr. McMahon is definitely right there in the middle.
And do you think it's brought you closer kind of off screen? Which is amazing for any talent, right? To know Vince McMahon better. But, you're under his wing proverbially on screen, but I guess off of it too.
Yeah, I think it definitely is. It's definitely great for me because, Mr. McMahon definitely wants that relationship with anybody that, he uses on his show. And I think it is intimidating sometimes to know he has this whole show to run. He's in his office, he's busy, and going to him for ideas. I think it definitely takes a lot of pressure off when you do segments with him and you can joke around with him and you can actually, if you have a serious idea, he's just already right there. So for me, I'm very grateful that it's already kind of right there if I want to go for it. But it's just one of those things with anything, you just got to go and get it. And I make sure that I take full, what's the word I'm looking for? I take full opportunity of that. I want to do everything I can. And I definitely just want to soak all that in like a sponge, just all the knowledge he can hand me.
You mentioned the slap earlier. Did you know that was coming?
I did not know that was coming.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm just like, all right, have a good day. Ooh, oh my God. I'm like, whoa. All right. Okay.
It's a test. It's a test, man. He's, Vince will do what Vince does, I guess.
Yeah, right.
The other thing that I wanted to talk about in regards to yourself, I mean this as straight up as possible. Whenever I first saw you, I thought, wow, you're really well put together. You're a big guy, young as well. And I did some look into your background. And I realized you won some bodybuilding stuff when you were coming up. I know Vince is a big fan of that sort of thing. Has he passed any comment, or have you worked out together? I don't know.
That's definitely a dream to get a workout in with him because, you know, he works out every day and he goes hard, man. And I've gotten to be in the gym at the headquarters, and that it's really nice in there, and just like all
Yeah.
the top tier equipment they have, it's really cool. But I remember when I first met Mr. McMahon, and we got to have like a just a one-on-one, you know, conversation, and this is when I was starting to come up to the main roster. Um, yeah, it was really cool just to get that feeling out of the way of letting him know who I am and the things I've done. And the bodybuilding, I remember I mentioned that to him. He has a lot going on, but I'm sure he probably remembers that. But that's probably a cool thing if he doesn't remember to, you know, that'll probably pass and come up again because there's a huge, you know, just with WWE, just looking like, you know, just like a superhero. That's always, and that's what everybody enjoys, you know, seeing people that you don't see every day, these larger than life characters. So I think that's just what makes it even better. So I'm actually glad that, you know, at a young age I started, you know, getting into working out, and it's crazy. The only reason I only did one bodybuilding show, and I won the show, first place. I only did it to try to get a tryout with WWE, and I
Really?
didn't get a tryout. Yeah, that was it. I've always respected it, and I've always loved working out, but I never had a passion for bodybuilding.
Yeah, I can understand that. And like you said, it is so, I don't want to say synonymous, but you know, it's there with the presentation of wrestlers and stuff like that. And it's always cool to have something to bond with the boss, I guess. But speaking of bigger blokes, man, you've locked horns with Brock Lesnar a couple of times recently. You know what? Years ago with Brock, there was that perception of like, you know, he just comes in, does his business, you know, a perception that he wanted to project, I'm assuming. And gradually through the years, I've spoken to different people that say, man, he is so great to work with. Like he knows business so well. I just want to get your idea of that because, of course, Elimination Chamber, you're the last two. Madison Square Garden, you get a match with Brock. Like in your early career, frankly, that's amazing when you just look at it like that, right? You know, you break it down and go, wow, those moments with a legend like Brock Lesnar. How has he been with to work with? Apart from obviously getting ragdolled around, like, is he great? Is he kind of great to work with?
I think he's so great to work with. Just the presence he has, and the energy and the connection he has with the audience. It just does great things for me anytime I'm out there with him, especially Elimination Chamber. I couldn't have asked for that to go any better. Maybe not, you know, getting thrown off the pod,
Yeah,
but yeah. But other than that, it was a great experience. And the MSG match, that was something that was I'm just gonna remember forever. You know, it's my first MSG, the main event, the WWE Championship, Brock Lesnar. It was just crazy. But yeah, when it comes to Brock Lesnar, he's where he's at because of how good he is. And I was very honored for that opportunity.
did he have some words for you before or after? Because I assume spots like that with Brock Lesnar only happens if Brock Lesnar wants them to happen.
Yeah, he's very good at his job, so he'll let you know. He'll let you know if he wants something to happen, and if not, just shut up and listen. You know, and he knows how to do his job, and he doesn't sugarcoat it. He's just, you know, you want to be good, then be good. So, and I like that mindset. It's very it's how you get places.
Yeah, I mean, again, looking at your WWE career, man, I think you've worked with a bunch of great people. I was really enjoying the run with Seth Rollins. I mean, it only lasted about a month, what would I say, a month, 6 weeks or so back in the 2020, but or was it 2019? Either or. But obviously, you had the Authors of Pain yourself. That was looking exciting, man. But then, of course, you end up going to NXT and the Way, which is an awesome thing of itself. What was the deal? Like, why did that suddenly stop and you went back to NXT?
So I always read stuff where people will say, you know, oh, you didn't last on the main roster and you went back to NXT. I don't ever really say I went back anywhere. I always think that I'm improving, and everybody has a different journey, you know, with their career, whether it's WWE or anything. But basically with me, I was just, you know, filling a position because somebody was injured on Raw with a tag team. And I came in, filled that position. They had an idea of maybe we could do this. So here I go now, being taken out of one group to another group. Very grateful to get to work with Seth Rollins and get that experience. But kind of just knowing like, well, this could be something that lasts, and I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna do my best at it, or it's just something that's temporary because of the situation we're in, and also, you know, there's just a lot of stuff going on and a lot of ideas because, you know, we're in a pandemic. So I just kind of knew, and the good thing about it too was it wasn't a big change for me because, you know, I was going to the performance center every day anyway because I was in NXT, and it was like 15 minutes from my house. So it was just kind of the same thing. Like it was never like I didn't get the main roster feeling, if that makes sense, you know? So I never felt like I was on the main roster. So when I would see a lot of stuff, and that's just how I am when I see stuff online, it's just, you know, people are going to have an opinion about anything. And that's just, but I'm very grateful for all those experiences and, you know, being in the way right before I actually got to, I feel like really put my start on my WWE main roster jump. I'm glad I got that experience and got to develop that character and then kind of, you know, show what Austin Theory can do and the personality and just, you know, just all that wrapped up into one.